Small business is a part of all of us each and every day. It's where we eat, it's where we shop, it's where we go to meet our friends and colleagues. In the wake of COVID-19, our small business community desperately needs our help. We must do our part to help our local communities to once again thrive. We must focus our attention on the small businesses that are the fabric of our great nation. SureUp is a network of small business owners, their employees, and local consumers all working in unison to support each other. By creating incentives for consumers to think local before considering regional and national providers to fulfill their needs, we create local job opportunities and rebuild our communities. In addition, through AI-driven tools and machine learning, in just 5 minutes a day, SureUp assists business owners in improving their social media presence, which enhances their visibility among consumers and levels the playing field so that local businesses can better compete with large, name-brand online competitors. When local businesses leverage the SureUp platform, full-time and part-time employees, whether W-2 or 1099, are rewarded with a variety of voluntary perks and member benefit options. These include discounts on the things people do every day, access to low-cost, subscription-based telehealth and teletherapy, discounted prescription drug plans, connection to exclusive Prosper resources, and so much more. All for less than the cost of a cup of coffee each day. The JumpStart Marketplace is here to support the health and wellness of individual employees, as well as the health of businesses in the local communities in which we live and work. We're all in this together. So join us as we reinvigorate our local community and improve the physical and financial health of working America.
All right, folks, welcome back. And this is the Marketplace Research Show and JumpStart. I'm Anthony Weeks, executive producer and host of the show and of the Callaloo Network. I'm also the managing director of SETI, and we are a macroeconomic and public policy think tank. Specifically, we are proficient in the area of business, economic, project, and community development. We are here particularly at this moment in juncture in history to be able to bring the necessary resources that you need in order to be able to navigate and succeed in this environment. We are currently one of the lender partners of the SBA loan, the SBA Paycheck Protection Program loan, forgiveness loan, and we have funding available for you. We are working with and partnering with the SBA to get the essential critical funding that you need to help fund your business. One of the things we're going to do also is when you sign up or when you apply for your PPP loan, we're also going to give you the tools where you're able to sign up for free. We're going to give you the ability to be able to do business online. And when we say online, no matter where you are on the internet, whether you are on your website or you don't have a website, you're on social media, not on social media, wherever you are, our technology will allow you to connect with a potential buyer. Our technology brings buyers and sellers together, where no matter what you're offering, we give you the ability to sell and transact that product that you sell with whomever you're doing business with. We also make it possible for shipping, where no matter where you are in the world, You can do business literally with anyone. It doesn't matter what your currency is. Our technology allows you to settle the transaction in your local currency. So we allow you to do business with anyone. So if you're selling a widget, we allow you to do that. And we also give you the ability to arrange for shipping of your product to where it needs to go. So it's an all-encompassing turnkey solution that we give you in that process. And today I'm gonna do a quick overview of what you get when you sign up for free, when you apply for your PPP loan, what you get in terms of registering for free to become a user of our technology. So welcome both Michael and Jessica. How are you doing today?
Good. Michael,
great.
you're outside. I wish I was outside.
I'm actually inside, but the sun is pretty bright today.
Yeah, it looks great. Hi, Mike. Hi, Anthony.
How are you? How were you able to? How could you tell he was outside?
No, the lighting looks so nice. Like,
Yeah, I'm in a good spot.
Is Jimmy Whitehead outside? Can you tell if he's indoor or outside? Does Jimmy look like he's outside or is he indoor?
Jimmy, you're inside. Your kiosk behind you or whatever, that would be blowing in the wind a little bit, right?
Yeah.
What's up, Jimmy?
Tell me,
Hey, hello.
Just kidding. Okay.
Close enough. The sun is very close to you now.
Right.
So, Jimmy, I want you to meet my wonderful colleagues. You have Jessica Kyler and Michael Gerard. These are two wonderful, just great, dynamic individuals. Michael is the founder CEO of Core Finance. He's developed his own app that provides the ability to help folks manage their finance. Jessica is the executive producer of the Caribbean Food Network, and also one of the lead. Someone has their speaker. If it's on speaker, you're gonna have to take it off speaker because we're getting feedback. Or what you can do when you can mute your microphone when you're not speaking and unmute your microphone when you need to speak. And so Jessica is also an executive producer with the Kalu Network as well. And we thank you for being part of this program. Last week, we knew you had a conflict in the schedule, and now we have you here, and we're looking forward to a great conversation with you. But Jessica, just as you know, Jessica is only on for the first half hour, so we don't have the benefit of having it for the full hour.
No.
But let's maximize the time that she's here. So Jimmy, thank you for being on the program today, man. Today we want to use the opportunity not only talk about helping small businesses, but also talk about the tremendous amount of job losses, right? 20 million unemployed American. Jesus, oh my God, 20 million. That is an astonishing number. And how do you get people back to work? Where's their opportunity? And this is where you come in, where you're going to talk about the future trend of work in this country. And I'm looking forward to the work that your organization is doing. Jessica and Michael, Jimmy is one of the founders, and he's the president of U.S. Heart. The humanitarian aid
response team.
All right. I got it half right. And so Jimmy's one of us, SETI's strategic partners in the technology space. U.S. Heart is doing some incredible work. They just recently became a designated Envision Center by the federal government, the U.S. HUD, Housing and Urban Development in Atlantic City. Jimmy is a former mayoral candidate. He ran for the office of mayor in Atlantic City. He did not win, but that's okay because we get to have conversation with him like that, and so we continue to work with them. So welcome to the program, Jimmy.
Thank you very much. It's a
Great
real
meeting you,
honor.
Jimmy.
Yeah, you too, Michael and Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Now, both of you in the U.S. Virgin Islands?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
I'm on the island of St. Croix.
Are you on St. Croix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the other side, St. Thomas.
Okay.
I'm actually going to be in St. Croix, Jessica, in a few days, just so you know.
Will you let me know? Yeah, give me a call.
But don't you guys
wait a
minute. Don't you guys have a date?
Oh yeah, we do actually. Yeah, Jessica's supposed to take me around.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Well, you let me know. Give me a heads up. We'll do this offline.
Yeah, for sure.
He didn't
for
want
sure.
to talk. He didn't want to talk about the restaurant he likes to frequent for some strange reason.
He was very vague. He was very vague. Yes.
Hey, they have so many good ones. Why choose one?
Right. we do like a little grazing.
So Jessica and Michael, Jimmy has been to the Virgin Islands several times.
Okay.
He absolutely, and we can't say too loud because we don't want the folks in Atlantic City to get jealous.
Right.
But he really likes the Virgin Islands a lot.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
And so the secret is, if we can get to keep him a little bit, maybe Atlantic City won't miss him. What do you think?
I still think they'll miss him.
Look at Jimmy. Jimmy's like blushing. Jimmy's like blushing over there. Are you all right, Jimmy?
No, I mean, really, no. What Chairman Weeks is saying is quite true. We have a couple of initiatives, and the mission of our efforts is to drive $1.8 billion of private investment into the Virgin Islands, starting with St. Croix, and drive $3 billion of investment into Atlantic City and $200 million of investment into Southeast Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And we're focused on doing these in unique opportunity zones, if necessary. And we also, as Chairman Weeks said, we're creating some jobs out of COVID. Because see, whenever you have a problem, you always have to, try to find the solutions, right? So back in February, we had our Opportunity Zone Summit. No, in February of last year.
Okay.
And then COVID hit in March, right? So we were already working with Weeks and SETI to put together sister city initiatives between Atlantic City and the Virgin Islands, because we both are hospitality waterfront communities, right?
Right.
One thing we always thought about doing is having a food challenge and what they call it, a bartender challenge between Atlantic City and Virgin Islands. So during the summer, we can do something with the Virgin Islands and Atlantic City. In the winter, we could do something with Atlantic City and the Virgin Islands, right? 6 months apart, 2 major events, et cetera, et cetera. So when this thing hits us named COVID, we were already working with Dale on some data projects. And the government wanted to identify how to create data-driven solutions to help uncloak COVID as an invisible enemy, right? So we started working with some artificial intelligence stuff. And look, please understand, I'm not real smart about what I'm saying. I'm just repeating what I heard other people say. I want to get intellectual about it. I just call Weeks up. I say, Weeks, could you please explain this? He gets it. He's a leader in this technology stuff. But what we did, to make a long story short, we were trying to come up with a way to detect COVID quickly, right? Using artificial intelligence, right? And data. So we worked on one project, which we were able to get it down to about detecting COVID positive or negative under 60 seconds. But the device that they had put together with Dell and Intel and Millennium Technologies, et cetera, it was too big. And if you move it around too much, you throw the calibration off. So we're back to the drawing board. So then there was a group of scientists out in Hawaii to do some special government projects. And they were shooting a beam of light for years now up in space. And with this beam of light, they could tell, it's called quantum photonic physics. And it took me a month to learn how to say quantum photonics. But I love it. Whenever I say it, they say, like, this guy know what he's talking about. I have no idea what I'm talking about, okay? I'm just repeating stuff, okay? Now, with this quantum photonic technology, they could shoot a light up in the space, and they could tell you what the chemical compound is of the dirt on Mars, on Pluto. They can tell you with this beam of light what if a star has changed or anything. So these scientists said, listen, if we could shoot a beam of light all the way up into space to figure out what's going on up there, why can't we shoot a beam of light just 4 feet away to detect if somebody has positive or negative COVID. So they got together and they created this device called the Flash. And with the Flash, it's just like you would take a picture, click with a camera. In less than 5 seconds, we can detect if you're negative or positive COVID, right? Now,
Wow.
a big thing happened on Monday.
Okay.
A huge thing. And St. Croix is part of the initial 11 state pilot that we're going to kick off in April. Now, a lot of people have been trying to get this scientist to work closely with them. But you know, when you work closely with somebody like that, it starts with trust. Trust is everything. Integrity is everything. And these big companies couldn't get him to sign an agreement with the product. And then because of God and country, on Monday, he signed an exclusive rights agreement with Millennium Technologies, okay? So here we are, a veteran minority business enterprise that has forged a strategic partnership with this quantum technology scientist to come up with a product that's going to have to be in every airport, every restaurant, every store in America in the future, because not only can it tell if you have COVID, but let's say another pandemic arrives. Well, because it's artificial intelligence and data driven, well, they just change the program like that. Now you can tell you if you got Ebola or not. So we getting ready to introduce this at airports. And here's the other thing, it collects data, because everything we do, from contact tracing calls to the Flash product, and I'm gonna show you a picture of it, if you can see it maybe a little bit. You see that box?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the actual device, it's in a tripod, right?
Okay.
Now, when I first saw it, you know what it made me think about?
What?
Because I'm a movie guy, you know, I like movies.
Right.
Those old cameras back in the day.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator. Just imagine if he had this big thing underneath his arm like the Terminator, and when he walked around, he was just putting the light on everybody to cure COVID. Okay? That's what it looked like to me. An Arnold Schwarzenegger cure. They call it the barrel, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We kick this off, and we have a partnership with St. Croix on our technology initiative, collecting data, etc. Now, because it's only 100,000 people there, of course, St. Croix would not just be focused on St. Croix and St. Thomas and St. John, but St. Croix, from there, we can have an operation that helps us with Florida and some of the other southern states in between the islands. And somebody told me that what we're doing right now, we're creating 300 new jobs in Atlantic City as contact tracing callers. We're creating new positions for analytical people and some other people. And look, this is all based on COVID, okay? COVID has become a global industry. Who would have ever thought we'd be walking around having to wear a mask?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a mental component of the equation that's got to be addressed entrepreneurially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because these little kids are going through a lot. So at the end of the day, we have a marvelous opportunity to partner with the federal government through our Envision Center.
Mm-hmm.
We get the opportunity to be partners with all of the government agencies at one time. And they're putting money up to help us heal America. And we're going to do that with Mr. Weeks and between Atlantic City and yes, ma'am, and the Virgin Islands. So do you have any questions? I think I said enough.
Wow.
I think that's a beautiful product, Jimmy. And kudos to all of you, I think, to pull that off. And I think it's a needed product. Just, I was just traveling the other day, and having something like that, like a scan, like a regular scan as you go through the airport, it's a no-brainer, right? So I think it came together, the proper team is handling it. I'm very excited that we're involved in some way, somehow, right? That's a huge
big
thing,
way,
right?
huge way.
Exactly.
We're involved in a huge way. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely love it. I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people listening to this are wondering, what's the accuracy rate? What's the percentage of how accurate it can detect COVID or not detect COVID?
Okay, I don't want to say too much, because you know how scientists are. They don't like you to say too much.
That's how it is.
But let me tell you this. I think I could be safely to say it's over 90% accuracy.
That's amazing. That's more accurate than a lot of physical tests.
When they tell you how accurate it really is, you can say Forget about it.
All right, I love it, man.
Yeah.
Kudos again.
Thank you, brother.
Timmy, I love it as well. I just think it's great for all kind of transportation. Buses, trains. A lot of my friends are going skiing. Right? I mean, anywhere. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Jessica made and Michael, the point he brought up in terms of accuracy, because where you have massive amount of people, large gathering that you are literally having to process by the second, by the minute. The one of the things that I don't like about COVID testing, how evasive the process is. I've heard people talk about, stuff up your nose, your throat. Who would think in 2021 that kind of methodology, which is kind of barbaric, is what we would need to determine if somebody has a particular, illness or disease or something. When you could, like you say, you have the kind of advanced technology that can scan and detect what's happening with you. I can't imagine the children having to, if the adults are swarming like this, could you imagine what the kids have to go through when they have to take a COVID test?
Well, and it just takes one. It just takes one, and then they know what to expect, and they're squirming in their seats, and you have to hold them down. And my kids are on their 7th and 8th test, and it's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what somebody else said, Jessica, today, a law enforcement person? They told me that they were going to get tested. When you drive up to your car and they do the test with the swab and everything. Right. And he said that he was with his kid, and he said 3 cars ahead of him, he could see that the person who was giving the test had those latex gloves on. But at each person that she did this thing to, they was on. So when they were coughing, that was going on the latex glove that she wasn't changing. And she would just pick up another Q-tip. So you don't know if she just tested somebody who had it, they coughed on her latex glove, she picked up a latex net, the Q-tip, then she stick it right in your mouth with some of the stuff on it. You don't know.
That's very vivid, Jimmy.
That's very real, man.
I felt that one, man.
Yeah, but when you can have something that it's you don't have to touch nobody. Yeah. The accuracy is way up there. And it does it like this. Well, guess what? That's helping us get back to normality. That's helping these kids be able to go back to school and don't have to stick something down their throat. But the kids can walk into school, and if they are detected, okay, a little red light goes off. Boom, you got a positive. But the kids can walk through, just like they got some schools now, unfortunately, their kids have to walk through metal detectors, which I just hate the fact that they have to do that in some schools. But just imagine you got something that's less threatening looking. We can make it more kid friendly. Maybe a Mickey Mouse, and on his nose, it's a little laser, little camera, click, 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 do something with Walt Disney. Anyway, so we do something that the kids are not traumatized by, somebody sticking something down their mouth every time they come to school. No, come in, click, 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 c'est la vie.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like I'm traumatized and I'm not a child. So yeah, I've had some pretty bad experiences with that thing on my nose, man. So I can relate 100%. Now, this makes me think about, for a long time, people have questioned, the use or the need of space travel, or why are we, exploring space? Why do we have an interest? And for a long time, a lot of people have said, well, you don't see the use on Earth at the moment, but that's a very good example of how a technology can pivot and help us go through a situation like we're going through right now. So that's an amazing technology. And think about the implications outside of COVID, right? As you said, you can just change the algorithm, you can capture other things. I can see this in schools. I can see this, as Jessica said, I can see it at restaurants. If it can get, I don't know what the cost is, but if it can get cost effective enough, so that way people feel comfortable going into restaurants and having to wear a mask, going into live events, that's going to be a game changer. So I'm very impressed.
Yes, sir. And with Mr. Weeks over there, say he has a facility where he not only is, we have, we're going to need somebody with a warehouse down there that also, when the other Caribbean islands say, look, we want to order these devices for our hospitals and our schools, well, guess what? Get in touch with Anthony Weeks in the Virgin Islands, and he has a whole shipment of these things that just came in, and we maintaining data across all levels. And here's what's fabulous. Our first priority is economically disadvantaged communities that are being disproportionately impacted by this thing, and rural and urban communities, poor Black people and poor white people. It ain't no discrimination in terms of who's gonna get our support. Homeless people on the streets, veterans, a lot of people who are not getting the same kind of health care. Homeless people. So when we go after that, that's the biggest population in the world. I'm sorry. So we really have a really wonderful opportunity to work with the Virgin Islands. I love the Virgin Islands because of the history of the Three Queens. I love the food of the Virgin Islands. I love the people of the Virgin Islands. And everybody in America, we all love Chairman Anthony Weeks in the Virgin Islands.
Stop already.
He told me to make sure I say that before I get off of this.
Yeah.
I believe you.
The check is in the mail, Jimmy. The check is in the mail, Chairman.
Yeah.
No, you're the best. You're the best, brother. You're the best.
So Jessica, with the couple of minutes we have left, kind of give us a little bit of a backdrop. Restaurants, yes. Having the type of advanced technology in restaurants. While we know transportation hubs can benefit from this tremendously, when someone walks in the restaurant, can you envision folks they're gonna want to be willing to be scanned when they come to dinner?
Well, my whole thinking as well was thinking like my staff. I'd be comfortable knowing that my staff was okay, and that people know that my staff's okay, so they're more comfortable to come through the door and dine. Relax and have a good experience. You know what I mean? So they know my whole staff being tested, and I would kind of make that like a mandatory screening, like they have to, screen, I don't know, like once a week or whatever. But coming into a restaurant, knowing that the people surrounding you are COVID free, absolutely. We talked about the other day, the sigh of relief that you can just relax and actually enjoy your dinner, enjoy your glass of wine, knowing that the people around you, are COVID free. Absolutely. I think it's a great idea. There's some people that won't feel comfortable with it. Therefore, then they won't be dining in your restaurant. But the people that do, that's more people coming through your doors. That's more revenue coming in. That's people that are going to sit there longer. And have that, like we talked about weeks ago, have that extra glass of wine or have that extra cappuccino or something. Have that dessert.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about that? While we've made so much progress on the vaccine front, one of the things that the vaccine doesn't do, it can't guarantee that you won't get COVID. What the efficacy of the vaccine is to reduce the severity of the effects of COVID on the body, right? So the efficacy basically says it's 90-some%, whatever it is, reduce the chance of you getting it. It doesn't guarantee that you won't get it.
Right.
So you're still going to have other mitigating factors to help make sure that even if you're vaccinated, you still got to wear your mask. You still have to have the ability to have a card to say that you've been tested and you've been tested, let's say, for 3 months, 4 months. Having a vaccine doesn't mean all of a sudden you're Superman and Superwoman.
Right.
It just simply says that you're now better protected against the virus. And so having the means to be able to mitigate the exposure and the spread of the virus is, technology once again is going to be paramount in this process, Michael and Jessica.
Jessica, before you go anywhere, listen, you made me think about something. You inspired an idea. And also you got dimples like my granddaughter. Listen, what we should do, Mr. Weeks, with Jessica in the food group over there. What is it called? What is your
Caribbean Food Network?
Okay, let's take the Caribbean Food Network and let me get a couple of my restaurants here in Atlantic City, and let's have a Zoom and talk about doing a COVID restaurant hospitality discussion between Atlantic City and the Virgin Islands. And that way, just like what Jessica said, if the restaurants could use our device to make sure their staff is COVID-free, that's going to make them customers want to come. So if we create a dialogue on the SETI platform that between Atlantic City and the U.S. Virgin Islands and just start the discussion, I think I can, this could be something heavy.
Absolutely. I love the idea. And I love Atlantic City too. Do you still have that boardwalk?
Yes. How was the last time you've been to Atlantic Very young. Okay. We'll do something, and we'll get the government to pay for it. I can run it through SETI. We get a little grant to kick this initiative off. Bring it through SETI, and then here's a delegation of you guys come to Atlantic City for COVID distance kind of discussions, and then we'll have a group come from Atlantic City to the Virgin Islands in that same grant, so we can start the initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we do still have the boardwalk. We do. I'm sorry. Yes, we have the most beautiful boardwalk in all of America. So yes.
No, our boardwalk.
I would say the one in St. Croix actually is the best one.
Yeah, we have a boardwalk. We have a boardwalk. All right, so don't get carried away now. We have a pretty decent boardwalk.
I don't think it's quite as big as Atlantic City, but
it's not as big, but not as it's not as beautiful. So
I don't have much activity going on than Atlantic City. But
yeah.
Anyway,
well, Jessica,
Jimmy, I look forward to working with you. Michael, will you please get a hold of me offline so we can make our connection when you come in a couple of days? Anthony, I'll talk to you later today.
All right, sounds good. All right, folks, we're going to take a break.
Bye.
Folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we'll continue our conversation with both our special guests, the president of U.S. Heart, Jimmy Whitehead, and also my colleague, co-host, Michael Gerard of Core Finance. We'll be right back.
All right. Bye, guys.
Right now, 91 million Americans are financially overlooked. 48% have a fear of finance. 2 in 3 lack the ability to manage their finances. We solve this issue by combining financial literacy and financial management into one seamless app. 1. Have your financial goals align with your values. 2. Track your money and forecast how big decisions will impact your virtual accounts. 3. Build financial literacy at your own pace. Our competitors are rigid, disconnected, and impersonal. They represent the old way of doing finance. That's not who we are. We personalize your finances for you because we know one size does not fit all. We're democratizing personal finance. Join the tribe at Core Finance and at corefinance.com.
PPP became the gap. Seriously, the line between open and close.
Hi, I'm Randy Wistoff, Director of the Kansas City Zoo. We were able to receive a PPP loan through working with a local bank.
The SBA loan has helped us at the perfect time to be able to make payroll.
The PPP loan helped us in a way where we did not have to sacrifice our personal savings.
Thanks to PPP loans, Group Living is able to continue providing needed services to people who have a mental disability.
Hi, this is Claire Otto with Sugar Divas Cakery. PPP money has helped us bring the entire team back.
So with the PPP loan, what it's done is it's really helped us keep our pivot going and keep our people working.
The PPP has certainly helped stabilize this company. It has allowed us to be sure that each employee would receive his or her normal take-home pay so that they're able to carry on with their lives.
Hi, my name is Chris Ayers, and I'm the president of A-List Limousine and Transportation. Because of the SBA loan, we were able to bring most of our employees back, and we're excited to say that we're making a difference in our community.
Long story short, PPP came along, allowed us to bring back furloughed workers.
The PPP loan helped us expedite the process of bringing our weekend employees back quickly, so they were only out for a month.
We're happy to report the zoo is open again. We couldn't have done this without the help of the SBA and the PPP loan.
It relieved the pressure off of having to meet a certain sales goal.
Things just popped quick. We now have up to 13 people working, and that is within, I'm going to say, about a 7-day period. And we're able to do that because of the PPP.
We were able to keep all of our staff thanks to the PPP loan that we were able to secure.
The PPP loan, we applied for it and we got, which has been incredibly helpful.
Once the PPP came in, I was super excited because the funds were there to take care of staff.
The PPP coming in was a huge release.
And so if not for the PPP, we would have really suffered. It would have been horrible. We were able to bring back dozens of employees much earlier than, had we not had PPP.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that program, I don't know where we would be right now. Because it took a lot of weight off of us.
And the PPP really has been instrumental in helping us fill that gap.
Having that paycheck protection has actually really took some stress off of them as well.
PPP was a true lifeline.
Thank you for what you do for America.
So thank you so much to everybody.
Thanks, SBA.
The Paycheck Protection Program has been an incredibly successful federal disaster response, thanks to the President's leadership.
Folks, we're back. Thank you so much for taking the time to allow us to take a quick break, and we're back here. We have a special guest with us today. He is one of the founders, and he is the president of the U.S. Humanitarian Aid Response Team that is headquartered in both the Washington, D.C. area and Atlantic City. Jimmy Whitehead also recently ran for mayor of Atlantic City, and he is working on some really great initiatives. Just recently got a designation from the federal government, HUD, the Housing Urban Development Agency. He is now one of the envisioned centers in the countries, and one of the accomplishment is he's taken what he's aiming to do is he's looking to transform Atlantic City from a casino branded city to where his goal is to be able to position Atlantic City to become a hub for cybersecurity, data centers, and jobs. And so Jimmy is with us to talk about the work he's doing in those trends as well. But before we bring him back in, let me just remind folks that we've launched our SBA lending program. We are a lender partner with the SBA. We have the Congress and the president just passed and signed the American Rescue Act or plan, and it's $1.9 trillion. And so the funds now are being released throughout the country, and the president and vice president are on a tour really promoting the American Rescue Plan, that $1.9 trillion plan. We're doing our part as a community-based nonprofit organization. We are making sure that those who need the fund across the country, we can make it possible for you to get a loan in any of the 50 United States, as well as the U.S. territory as well. So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like to invite you to go to www.applyppp.info, www.applyppp.info, and get your application started, because again, they've extended the deadline from March 31st, 2021 to now May. Oh, by the way, there's some other breaking news I want to share with you, but they've extended it. But please, Remember, it's first come, first serve. Even though they extended it, it does not mean when you apply, there will be funds. So you want to be able to get your application in now to apply to get approved for your PPP loan. It's a forgiveness loan. All right. There are a new set of rules that expand what you can use the money for. Matter of fact, the great news is you don't even have to have any employees. If you are a sole proprietor, if you're an independent contractor, freelancer, self-employed person, and you're the only person, you're the only employee, you don't need to have any employees to qualify for this loan. So they've expanded that, and they've expanded the use of the funds on what you can use the funds for. Okay. So again, go to www.applyppp.info. And what we're going to do also, this segment, which is segment number 3, is the technology and e-commerce segment. And what we're going to do when you submit your application, when you apply for the PPP loan, we will also make it possible for you to sign up for free to be able to, we'll give you the tools that you need to be able to allow you to do business remotely in this new virtual environment. And so no matter whether you have a website, don't have a website, whether you're doing business, whether you're on social media or not on social media, whether you're doing business with Shopify, Amazon, it doesn't matter. We give you the tools that you need to do business with anyone at any time. It doesn't matter where they are, what their currency is. We make it possible for you to transact with anyone that you want to do business with. And so we will help you. You're able to sign up for free when you apply for the PPP loan. I want to invite you again to go to www.applyppp.info and submit your application. Now, real quickly, when I talked about how technology you can benefit from technology and leveling the playing field, earlier I said in one of the segments, here's how we're going to help jumpstart your business and sales. We will empower your business to succeed in this new virtual environment, doing business with your customer remotely at any time, anywhere, 24/7, 365 days a year, e-commerce local businesses. Again, this is for all local businesses. We will provide you with the tools to compete whether or not you already have a website, if you have an online store, social media page, or are selling on Amazon, eBay, Shopify, Wix, Iquid, Etsy, et cetera, et cetera. We will enable a Main Street mom and pop local and small business to navigate doing business online. We'll make it easy for you to transact business with all of your customers, whether they are cash paying, debit, credit card consumers, or using digital currency from around the world. You can sign up for free now at the marketplace. Like I said, when you go to www.applyppp.info. So here's the important part. Okay, cashless billing solution that automates the business. This technology will allow you to sell your product and services in minutes. Literally in a 1, 2, 3 step. It's easy. No website is needed. No paperwork. No banking approval. No accounting. No emailing. No fax. No calling. It is hassle free. You just focus on selling your business and getting paid. Why we are different in terms of what's out there, the technology that's out there. There's free. There's no cost to join. It is free. You'll get an e-wallet ready to use. You'll be able to top up your wallet by debit or credit card. Get paid from anywhere, anytime. Social selling your products and services. Take advantage of social media, mass selling via unique payment URL. Simply creating an invoicing, send and request money from your account with us and registered users. Create your own e-shop. Set your shipping fee. Cross-bordering and selling services all in a secure and robust fashion. This is what you get when you become a member of the marketplace, where you apply for your PPP loan, but we will give you the tool to succeed in business, to succeed online, and do business with whomever we have to. And today we have also on the program someone who is working hard, working diligently to help identify new job trend. Where are the new opportunities on the technology side? He's the president, one of the founders and president of U.S. Heart, humanitarian aid response team based in Atlantic City. And he's a colleague. He's a strategic partner of SETI. And he's here to talk about some of the things he's doing. So, Jimmy, why do you think Why do you believe that Atlantic City is the future for cybersecurity jobs in the country?
Well, first I'm gonna follow your instructions and go online and do that PPP thing that you just talked about, just so I could join the club. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so if you send me the link after you finish the show, I'll do that. Okay. I know you've done an incredible job of really getting people signed on board. So bravo to you guys. You know.
Thank you.
Now I know you just asked. Say that question again. Say that question again. I know what you asked me, but say it again.
Yeah. No, I was saying that one of the things you're doing some amazing things on a couple of fronts, right? Earlier you talked about the technology to be used to be able to scan. To detect COVID, right? But recently, the federal government just partnered with you and designate one of the former casinos owned by Steve Wynn, right? Am I saying that right?
Yes.
A former casino owned by Steve Wynn is now an Envision Center, where the federal government has partnered with your organization to create this Envision Center, and also to address the work that you're doing with RX5 in cybersecurity. You're pushing for Atlantic City to become a major hub for cybersecurity jobs. Why do you believe that Atlantic City is prime for that?
Okay, so first, Atlantic City has the Federal Aviation Research Facility here. Atlantic City is close to Washington, D.C., so we can tap into some resources. Atlantic City has an ocean front where people like Michael Dell and Mark Zuckerberg and Anthony Weeks and Michael Gerard will want to have an office in the technology industry overlooking the ocean. I mean, here's where it doesn't take rocket scientists, because Mr. Wynn said this years ago. Now I'm gonna use more politer words than he used, but he said, I don't know why these guys in Atlantic City can't get it. They have the ocean at their doorstep, right? Now, say that you work for the Pentagon, you work for a military defense agency or NSA or CIA, FBI, I don't care, whatever federal agency you work for. If you go to your office right now, you look out the window, what do you see? You probably see a concrete parking lot, okay? Now just think, you can do the same work to help keep America safe, but the difference is when you look out the window, you can see the ocean every day, okay? And that doesn't take rocket science. Where you want to work, in a parking lot or overlooking the ocean? So right there, between the Federal Aviation Administration, having the hospitality industry here, which is one of the critical areas of terrorism attacking. You know, they have a couple of critical areas where terrorists try to attack, whether it's cyber terrorism or it's some kind of crazy terrorism. It's like your major infrastructure, water, etc. You have your energy sources, but also hospitality communities. Here's a perfect example. For cybersecurity, how the casino industry needs cyber warriors. There was a casino out in Vegas, and some cyber ransom terrorists, they went into the computer of the vault, because in the lobby of the casino, they had like a 600-gallon aquarium with fish swimming in it, right? Now, the aquarium had a little computer attached to it, which helps filterize the water and knows the timing and all the temperatures and stuff. Well, the guys hacked into the aquarium to get into the vault and stuck the casino up for millions, right? So if the hospitality industry needs cybersecurity trained workforce, what better place to come and get it than either in Atlantic City, which is a hospitality capital, or the U.S. Virgin Islands, okay? Now, so you got the Federal Aviation Administration, you have the ocean, and you have the industry that really needs cyber warriors the most. You pull all that together, you get the blessings of being anointed as an Envision Center. So you have a partnership now, which allows you to access federal resources. And we leverage all that, and before you know it, we have new jobs being created to do some things in the cyber industry. And we also partnered with UMBC, which is the founder of the RX5 program for cybersecurity workforce training. And that's where our Department of Defense guys get all their cyber workforce training. So we actually have people who understand how to train cybersecurity warriors to provide the training.
Michael, are you're in the tech space? How concerned are you as a tech developer, right? And what you see in terms of how, as technology become more, prevalent in our lives and the things that we do daily, where is cybersecurity in your spectrum in terms of developing your app, designing your app, and having to protect the user of your product?
Number one priority. I'm a financial app, and maybe that's unique for my app, but I think it should be the number one priority for anyone that's creating a website or an app or anything that has any type of digital footprint. So as Jimmy mentioned, you would never think that something like that would happen, but hackers, they have creative, they're thieves, right? They're very creative at what they do and how they do it. So I think that cybersecurity should be at the tip top in terms of urgency, but also priority to anyone that's operating, right? And it affects all facets of your business, even if you're a restaurant, right? We've had several conversations throughout the last weeks about restaurants and technology. So imagine that, your employees are at stake, or your customers are at stake, or, they just find a way to penetrate your business some way, somehow, and they can funnel some dollars somewhere else. So it's a major concern, and there is no reason not to make it a priority. So I'm very happy that people like Jimmy are working on it, especially the fact that they're, working with small businesses and, historically unfranchised communities across the US. So I think those are major things to put in play and to have available, even if it's just at an educational level. Right? A lot of times in our communities, we tend to forget about cybersecurity as a whole. But it's no different from saying, oh, I have a business and that front door needs a lock, right? It's no different. It's just digital, right? No different. So I think that if we all apply that mindset, I think we should be better off. Nothing is bulletproof, but the idea is to minimize, the potential of something happening, right? So definitely in tune, definitely in agreement with Jimmy and what he's doing.
So do you see where there've been some really inequities and disparity of people of color really getting into the technology industry and getting their fair share of jobs, having the same luxury of high-speed internet or the type of high-speed of internet that's available? Do you see, Jimmy, cybersecurity is going to be a lot easier for people of color to get into in terms from a job perspective? Because obviously, there's so much that needs to be done for people of color, whether they're working for a major tech company or a small tech company or a technology company, women-owned, minority-owned tech company. Do you see the cybersecurity space for job creation? Is that going to be an easier entry point for people of color in technology?
Well, first I want to say this, because I'm listening to your question, which is a very intelligent question. But at the same time, I'm thinking about how sad it is that we still have to really address the inequity of, racial disparity, not only in economics, but in terms of everything else. I mean, the people that are dying the most from COVID right now are Black people, right? Now, I think what we have to do is exactly what me and Weeks are doing. We have to have a very proactive, pro-Black capitalism approach to the situation. And when I say Black capitalism, I'm talking about red, white, and blue capitalism working together, okay? But we do have to be very specific about our priority. Now, if we get a group together and we have access to capital, and we start creating or being a part of the creation of this new 6G technology new world order we going into. Well, then we made sure we were included. Here's a perfect example. In Atlantic City, they got this Atlantic City Institute of Technology, which is one of the most incredible high schools in America in terms of technology. Now, they only take, I think they take 400 students per year. And there's so many restrictions in terms of a student's attendance record, their GPA, et cetera, that it ain't a lot of, from what I understand, a lot of black students from back Maryland and Stanley Holmes Village getting the opportunity to go there, right? So instead of complaining about it, I'm working with this brother named Belgrave, Ricardo, because for some time he had been putting the pieces in place to start the Frederick Douglass Charter School in Atlantic City, right? So now he just needs $1 million. Now let's say we put $1 million into his Frederick Douglass Charter School and we start teaching the same comparable courses in technology right here in Atlantic City so that some of the economically disadvantaged children can get to go to that school, and we start allowing them to participate in that workforce in an academic way. But if our children cannot get an opportunity to be educated in the industry, that's the growth industry, then they are not going to be a part of the legacy wealth of the industry in the future. So I think it's up to you, Anthony Weeks, Michael, and myself, and many others to work together to make sure that we are a part of this trillion-dollar industry that's coming out of all of this. Because understand, with the amount of folks who had COVID already, that's the pharmaceutical companies legally, ethically, and properly to help America, they probably made $1 trillion already off of maybe 20% of the population. And that's all good because they're helping people. But guess what? Just imagine they made $1 trillion and 35% of that goes to minority businesses. That's $350 billion. So one thing I like about this administration, the President Joe Biden, and our wonderful, incredible, most fabulous vice president in the whole galaxy, Kamala Harris, is that they're very big on red, white, and blue equity opportunities. Black people and white people making money together. So I might have stressed that out, Mr. Weeks. I got a little, but you hit a spot because it's up to us to help us do better for us. I mean, we can't sit around and say we haven't been allowed a seat at the table no more. No, we got to build the table and we got to build the chairs and we got to put some money up. Black people, a lot of black people I know, not that anybody else know, but a lot of them I know, they want to get rich and they'll spend money on a lottery, but you tell them, come on, put up $10,000 so we can start this business venture. Nah, man, I'm not going to do that. We got to invest in us. We got to pool our money. We got to create the $1 trillion, billion-dollar economy we spend our money on, and we got to do what Anthony Weeks wants to do.
Well, you know, we have a couple minutes left, and I think the work ahead of us is an incredible task ahead of us. We have a lot of heavy lifting. It can be described as a Herculean task ahead of us, but you know, the best way to get it done is just simply one step at a time, right? And we have some serious fundamental areas within our society, in our economy, and our community that needs to be addressed and needs to be changed. And I believe that technology, at the end of the day, technology doesn't care whether or not, it doesn't care what color you are. It doesn't care what your nationality, it doesn't care what your gender, it doesn't care what your, it doesn't care about any of that. And so we're going to create an equal playing field where technology is going to be the center of that. And I want to thank you, Jimmy, for being part of the program. Of course, Michael, of always, thank you for what you do as well. Let me just tell you guys real quickly, breaking news. It just reported, New York Times just reported, the IRS will extend the deadline to file federal taxes until May 15th. A congressional aide said, though no official announcement has been made, but that's the breaking news, that it appears that the April 15 date is going to be moved to May 15th. Folks, that has been another exciting show. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Mr. Weeks, I just want to say in closing that New Jersey has the best governor in the United States of America, Governor Phil Murphy, and we got the best lieutenant governor in America with Sheila Oliver. So watch New Jersey and join forces with us, because we're going to do good while doing well, okay?
Absolutely. All right, folks. We'll talk next week, man. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Thank you so much, Michael, for your contribution to the program. This has been the Marketplace Reset Show and JumpStart. We will talk to you soon.